Thank you. Welcome. You can start. What I want to talk about is about the topic today. Everybody asked this question about how to explain complex things very simple. And I designed a word for it. It's called Simplexity. And Simplexity is a combination of complex things and simple. Put them together and try to visit at things or watch at things in a very simple way. I even want to put it up a platform and call it an art of observation, a sort of different way of looking at complex things in this world. So this picture announces a way of focus your vision to very complex things. What I want to do is a little test here, is look at that picture very close, and what do you see? And take your time, it's only 20 seconds, and I talked about a little bit, so you have less time than 20 seconds to look very close at that picture and tell me what you see. I think this is what we see. On that $1 bill, you find this line of text. In greed, you see, we trust. And that's what I think is the course of international failure in the financial world. In greed, we trust. Everybody has this feeling of greed. So who we are we the general public or the media who makes the rules to set them to justice and say, this is the rules you have to play about, don't get your bonus and don't take too many stuff about it? We are the media who do this. Or, even better, should we make very simple rules to control this very, very complex financial world, because it is, and we really have problems to control them and to watch them. But even if we do, and if we find out what's wrong with those things, where we have to start, because it's so complex, we have many institutes, banks, loans, mortgages, there is a lot of them that we have to start to find the guilty ones. If we ever find one, I don't know. So the question is where we have to start to find one. And what do we do if we find them? Put them to justice? Control them? Put them under observation? Or, that's my question to you, young entrepreneurs, what are we going to do if we find those who are guilty of greed? Does anyone know? I don't know. So maybe we're going to help them. You know, I think this is the real course. We're going to help them with public money, put all our investments in to heal them and feel them better, not sick at all about the bankruptcy they really are in, because they are, and we help them with our public money to heal. If we put them under observation, most people know that if we put restrictions on the financial world, because it's quick enough they have to act, and otherwise they fall down, this is what happened. Institutions will fall over, and then we have to deal with all those sinking ships. We saw pictures of it. I have a nice example. This is ING. I think they even put the building in the form of a ship, and I hope it floats, because public money has saved them from bankruptcy. And they are sinking, because the way of doing and dealing with greed is not the way I think it should be the solution to it. In this little slide, we see, of course, the Lehman Brothers and all those guys who are, I think, the global result of greed. This is what happened, you know. All this greed of those companies and what they did is the result. And we all notice that we are, in 2008, starting of it. And all of them, and I don't know if you noticed these guys, because the National Bank of Holland and the Vice President of Finance, or Finance President, they all had an answer to it, and they all can explain what happened. But what really happened? What was the answer to it? Have anybody noticed, and anybody hasn't an answer to the problem that it really caused, this financial crisis? I think nobody has. But I think it starts somewhere. He was looking at the shivers, it's not looking good there. It's a picture, I think, 2 years ago. But I think we have different forms of greed. We have company greed. I hope you all start a company like me. I have 3 companies now to run. And we don't share equally, I think, in the world. Some do it good, some do it bad. We have green stuff. But I think it really starts with this, human greed. If we have human greed, and it's in our hearts, you know, human greed, I think is a source of where the final crisis started. And if we start to think over how to stop this, I think we have a solution to end this financial crisis. But how? That's the issue. And it's the issue on the question, how do we stop financial greed or worldwide greed? Do anybody knows how to do it? Let's try to find out what happened. Maybe we should start a revolution like we did, you know, in the Middle East. Right now, a revolution is going on Twitter, Facebook, and other web-based contents. We start to try to think over, because I think democracy is also a form of greed, because it's power, it's having something. Let's try it with Simplexity, you know, looking different at the world again to see just the course how greed starts. And I think I know where it starts, and we are here to prevent that it happens again. And I think the next slide will show you where it starts. And if we point out there that we share some stuff, then I think we find a solution together. I thank you for this 6 minutes.